Hello my fellow book addicts, I'm Megan here and it's time for another book review. Today I'm going to be talking about The Goddess Inheritance by Aimee Carter, and this is the third and final book in the Goddess Test series. So this book I was just feeling severely meh about. Like, I enjoyed it, I clearly finished it, and I don't regret reading it. It just overall it was okay. Just after finishing this series, I definitely have to say I like the first one the best, and in all honesty, just I think maybe with a slightly tweaked ending for the Goddess Test, this could have been a good standalone. I did like how this one didn't have the annoying miscommunication that the last one had, but just overall, I don't know, I felt I could have lived without it. I don't know, I don't know, I'd give it a solid like 3.5 stars if I was to rate it. And this is just like looking back. I think on Goodreads, right after I finished it, I gave it a 4. But, you know, looking back, I'd probably give it more of a 3.5. I don't know, I wasn't so mad about this book that I wouldn't recommend it. Like, especially if you had already read The Goddess Test. Like, if you hadn't read The Goddess Test and you have kind of mixed feelings on whether to continue, you know, I'd suggest maybe giving it a shot, cause why not? Like, I felt the series as a whole would have done better as a standalone personally, but I can see why other people might really enjoy it. And yeah, this unfortunately is probably going to be a short one, but I'm going to go into a slightly more spoilery section to maybe talk a little bit more. And yeah, if you have not read the Goddess Inheritance series and you have any intention of doing so, highly suggest you click away now and come back after you read the book to discuss. So, where to begin? I really did feel bad for Aimee in this book. Just the whole situation she is in. Her husband is being held hostage, and she's being used both by Hera and by the council, and she is making her best friend hate her. So my heart just went out for her so much. And I felt really bad that she gave her life to save her friend, to help her friend. I honestly, when I first picked this series up, or this book up in particular, I did not expect that Aimee would die in this conflict. I mean, logically it makes sense. You know, in war there are going to be casualties, and if it's just a bunch of like little side characters that are casualties, you know, it's unrealistic. I mean, out of everyone, someone had to die besides just Hera. And after all this, Aimee does seem like the most logical. She feels she has the most that she has to make up for. She's carrying on a whole lot of guilt for her betrayal of Kate and just everything. I mean, it sucks that it had to be Aimee, because I did enjoy Aimee's character. And I 100% get Kate's rage at Walter for letting this happen. And in fact, a lot of this could be traced back to Walter in general. Just when Walter was going on, like, I love all the children. You wouldn't have been born if I hadn't cheated on her. So-and-so wouldn't have been born. So-and-so wouldn't have been born. It's like, I love my children and I don't regret them being born. Like, okay, I can get that to a point. You know, if you love your children, you're not going to regret the circumstances of their birth. But at the same time, that's basically him saying, I don't care that I hurt Hera. Which is, I don't know, that just got me. I don't like cheaters. I can't stand cheaters. And my heart did go out to Hera and a lot of myths I read in the past because Zeus is always cheating on her. But it's just like, dude, you claim you love her, but you're constantly cheating on her. Your idea of love is either so twisted it's not even funny, or you don't really love her. So why did you marry her if you're gonna constantly keep cheating on her? Just Walter was annoying. Kate did kind of annoy me through a good part of this book. I don't know, there were parts where she was really cool and strong, and then others where it's just like, you are a mess. You are pathetic. What the hell? Just how she flip-flops so much through all this was aggravating. Like, I love when characters have flaws. I love when our main characters have flaws, when they're not perfect, when they aren't completely brave all the time. It's great, I find it realistic, but just how quickly she flip-flopped between, like, the two, it was aggravating. And I hate to say that it made me start to dislike her. One thing that I did think was an interesting touch is how Kate agreed to visit Kronos every once in a while in the underworld. Because no one should be alone for all eternity. I think that was an interesting choice, and it's not one that I don't like. But, you know, it was an interesting choice, it was a mature choice, and I have to say I like that. I also like how things were kind of left a little open-ended. Like, after this war, they are down 2 goddesses. They no longer have a goddess of love or a queen of the gods. And Kate is there to help find a new goddess of love, to fill in for Ava. And I do kind of like how it's left open-ended, and part of me kind of wishes, is there a spin-off for it? I don't think there's a spin-off for this. You know, an idea for a spin-off would be kind of interesting. You know, finding a new goddess of love. And even if we don't get that spin-off, which I'm kind of 50-50 about, you know, it still leaves the reader's mind open to the imagination. But, you know, just enough to make you wonder and think about, but not enough to kind of like go, I need more. What the heck? How could you do that? So yeah, just overall, still meh about it. Definitely have to say out of these 3, I did like the Goddess Test the best. And yeah, all in all, alright series. I'd recommend people giving it a check out just because, especially if you like Greek mythology. Yeah, to me it was just kind of like a fun little filler read, you know? It was something that I could just sit down and breeze through quickly. It was an easy read. And yeah, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either. Just overall, it was okay. And that's really all I gotta say. So yeah, that is it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time.